Hi, my name is Sarah Puth, and I am a third year here at Cal State Long Beach. I am currently majoring in community health education with a minor in gerontology. I chose to minor in gerontology because this was one of the population that intrigued me the most, and it was the population that I wanted to work with. Um, I personally believe that this population can give me a lot of input on life, on my professional life and my personal life. And also, I believe that there's not enough worker or services provided for the elderly adults. Um, my biggest output from this course was all the misconceptions that I had, society had, about aging. Even elderly adults have their own misconception about aging. Myself, a 21-year-old, I am afraid of aging. At one point, prior to taking this course, I had this thought, or this my initial thought was, the older you get, you have to do things at a faster pace because you don't have time to experience life, or you don't have time to explore, to travel, or whatnot. So I always thought that I had to, either halt my aging process, made sure that I did everything in my young teens, so that once I get to like my actual adulthood, my aging process, once I get to like quote unquote my senior phase, I won't have the energy, or I won't have the creativity to do what I wanted to do, when I was in my 20s and my 30s. That was one of the misconceptions that I had. But once I started, taking this course, reading the book, listening to lectures, reading about all the inputs that all the others my classmates had, that was very normal for many people. Many people fear aging because of not specifically my type of reason, but for a reason of, it would hold in their, their life experience or whatnot. But this course has shown me that without aging, we don't learn much. So, yes, we do learn, within school or whatnot, but as we get older, that's the wiser we get. So as we get older, we learn from our mistakes and stuff like that. So if we were to halt that aging process, our mind wouldn't expand as much, in my opinion at least. And this course had, it dabbles on into every aspect of aging, how people see aging, and how the government see aging, how the government provides services for the elderly adults, how their family view them, how they view themselves, what do they think about their life, and all that stuff. The course had touched upon all of that, and without this course, I believe that I wouldn't be able to go into depth about, aging and the process of aging, how a person can successfully age. Every person age, but every person's aging story is different. So for me, this course has taught me that every single person's aging story was completely different, which made it more unique to the process, which made the aging process more more interesting in a way. One of the things that stuck out with me the most was, many elderly adults fall into depression, because of, they are getting older. Maybe their loved one had already passed away, or whatnot. I've noticed, not just within the textbook, but within my life, that I didn't pay attention to prior to this course, are not themselves, or because they are older now, they are a different person. Not to say like in a bad way, but they are more mellow. They don't have the energy, but this course had dabbled on to, the creativity doesn't necessarily need to stop. Like it depends on the person. Chronic illness doesn't define everyone's aging process. It defines an individual aging process. So with that, I kind of combine it together to, creativity, depression. It's one of those things where it's hard to say, you shouldn't be depressed about aging, but it's just one person's story. So I feel like that shouldn't depict how everybody view aging. And one of the other thing that I really, really enjoyed was doing my life review paper, getting to sit down and interview my uncle, who I don't really talk about, those common questions that I asked. We don't really talk about what he went through or whatever. Through the Khmer Rouge, through the killing field was one of the biggest, I guess, life experience or life event that he went through. It was the most traumatic. And as a younger generation, we don't ask those questions because that specific event traumatized them so much, so we didn't want to open the wound. It hurted so many Cambodian families, not even just mine. Those who might immigrated from Cambodia here were affected by the war. So sitting down with him, I was able to see that because he went through that such a tragic event, his output on life was so much brighter. He always say, you don't know what's going to happen. I went through war, I survived. What's stopping you from doing what you want to do? I went through war and I still made a living. I still moved on with my life. So why are you holding whatever grudges you have against, the war, whatever those people did to your people, or a past mistakes that you make, whatever those things are, why are you still holding on to it when you can just move on? So those are the things that I took out the most from this project. And without this course, I wouldn't be able to understand his aspect or his view on aging and what he thought about his life. His life review. How did he see his life? Without this course, I wouldn't be able to learn about that. So that's what personally, it's what I gained out of it. And professionally, it helped me to be more aware of the population. I am now more aware that about the conceptions or the perspective that many people have about aging, which will help me, be a well-rounded worker within the community health education. I am able to be more aware, more competent within my work field, which I wouldn't be able to do so without learning the process, the different misconception controversies. So as we end this course, I learned a lot about myself, about my community, about the aging process, which to me was very, very interesting, and I can't wait to continue my education in gerontology. I hope one day that with my degree in gerontology or my master in gerontology, I can bring a more positive outlook onto the aging process and the healthy elderly adults. Thank you.